It seemed to take forever to reach the red dirt turning. When it finally came into sight, I saw that my path was blocked by a whole herd of black and white cows. I stopped short, and as if on signal, they all turned their heads at once to glare at me. I stood stock still, my heart banging against my ribs. The animals switched their tails, twitched their ears, chewed their cuds, and swiveled their jaws. The one nearest me ran its long pink tongue right up its nose. Oh, if only Aunt Aggie were here, I thought. She'd know what to do. I had seen her elbowing her way nonchalantly through a herd of cows lots of times. She had told me repeatedly not to be afraid of cows because they were too dumb to even know that I was a different species. But those big brown eyes looked smart enough to me. So I waited and waited, and they stared and stared. Finally, after standing still as a statue for ages and getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, I decided that the only way I could outsmart them was to cross the creek. So I took off my running shoes and began tiptoeing through the icy, marshy water. Suddenly, a stinging pain shot through my leg. I looked down, and there, stuck to my leg like long, slimy blobs of glue, were two transparent pink things with red and blue veins showing through. Bloodsuckers! Vampires! Draculas! All the terrifying stories I'd ever heard about leeches tumbled through my mind. One leech can drain all the blood from your body in 10 seconds flat. 2 of them can do it in 5 seconds and leave you dead as a doornail! Screaming like a banshee, I bolted out of the creek and flew around the turning, great clouds of red dust pluming up behind me as I raced for the house. They got me! They got me! I shrilled, streaking into the kitchen like lightning. I pointed to my leg, which seemed to be shriveling up before my very eyes. Eek! Screeched Aunt Ida, jumping onto a chair and pulling her flowered skirt tight around her legs. Beatrice Myrtle Thompson, get those filthy things out of here this minute! Do you hear me? In answer, I let out a blood-curdling scream, which brought Aunt Aggie and Grandpa galloping in from the far corner of the potato field. One glance told Aunt Aggie what to do. She grabbed the salt cellar off the table, unscrewed the cap, and doused my leg with salt. The greedy devils devouring me writhed and wiggled like frosty dewworms, but they wouldn't let go. So my brave Aunt Aggie, completely ignoring the fact that she could be sucked to death in 5 seconds flat, pinched them off with dirt-stained fingers and flung them out the door. There, Bee. She gathered me to her chest. You're all right now. Then she looked up at her hoity-toity sister, still perched up on the chair. Get down from there, you silly jackass. For a second, there was dead silence. Then Aunt Aggie and I burst out laughing, and even Grandpa couldn't help but join us. Ever after that hectic day, Aunt Aggie was my hero.